Plan B is a backup birth control option that's there for you when things don't go according to plan. It specifically works after unprotected sex and before pregnancy occurs by temporarily delaying ovulation. Plan B is available nationwide at all major retailers and through delivery apps like DoorDash. No ID, prescription, or age requirement. It's the #1 OBGYN recommended brand of emergency contraception, and it won't impact your future fertility. That's freedom to be. Use as directed.
Home, home, just wanna go, home, home, back home. I've been gone for way too long. Home.
Welcome to Make Space, a home design show that empowers you to create spaces you're obsessed with. Tune in for conversations that dive deeper than pin-worthy rooms. Host Cara Newhart teases out the essentials of designing spaces that inspire happiness and serve your everyday life. Cara has been featured in House Beautiful, Apartment Therapy, NBC News, and Insider, and has collaborated with brands like Home Depot, Wayfair, World Market, and more. Here's your host, Cara Newhart.
What's up? It's Cara, and I'm on a mission to help you find your style, learn to tackle home design without intimidation, and unlock the confidence to transform your home. On the show today, I'm sitting down with my friends Phoebe and Roxy from Pandr Design Co. They are incredible muralists. They've painted pieces for brands like Target, Red Bull, Shake Shack, Lulu Lemon, Bumble, and many, many more. And we are talking all things murals. I'm beyond excited to sit down with them because this conversation is going to give us a new angle on paint. When people are talking about creating spaces with a budget, the go-to advice is paint a wall. But what if you don't know how, or what if a big block of color in your house isn't enough? This conversation, we dive deeper. We talk about how to explore painting a mural in your home, how to do it yourself, and a little bit about their book that just launched called Wonder Walls, that is a step-by-step guide for walking you through mural painting, featuring all kinds of amazing murals that they've painted in homes that you can learn from. So let's dive into this conversation with Phoebe and Roxy. Welcome back to Make Space. Today I have two amazing artists that are the queen of painting murals. I'm beyond excited to welcome Phoebe and Roxy. Welcome to Make Space.
Thanks for having us.
And I'm saying your names correctly, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So before we get all into how to paint murals and the design process, I'm so excited for that. But how did you guys meet each other and how did you get started painting these epic murals?
Yeah, we actually met through Instagram. Phoebe had reached out to me about 6.5 years ago to get wine and cheese and talk about design. We both were working graphic design jobs at the time. And from that first meeting, we had the idea of starting a meetup group together for like-minded designers and artists. And from doing that, we found we worked really well together and we both quit our jobs to start our business full time.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. So were you in San Diego? You were like in the same city or?
Yes. So this is Phoebe speaking. Our voices sound very similar. So
They
clarifying
do,
for you. We used to have a podcast and my mom like couldn't even tell our voices apart. I grew up in Philadelphia and moved to San Diego after college. Roxy's from San Diego originally. And I think she might have had San Diego in her bio or maybe had tagged a location. And that's like being the stalker that I was able to see like, oh, she's in my area and we're around the same age. So seems like she'd be available for a meetup with a stranger.
Oh my gosh, I love this. That's how I make all my friends. I just creep on their social media and then I'm like, hello, we're friends. You don't know it yet, but we're going to hang out.
Exactly.
It's the way
So
to do
good.
it these days.
It is. So, okay, we were in graphic design roles. So then did the mural stuff, was that like an instant like, oh, we should just pivot together and do murals? Or was it like a gradual process?
Yeah, I'd say more gradual. We had no idea that this was going to be our full-time spiel. We just had a goal of doing one. I think like a lot of other people who work at their desks all day or on the computer, you just you need a break from the computer. Graphic designers too, like we just missed working with our hands and drawing and painting like we had done in art school. So that's where the initial goal came from. And then we did one, and we were like, wow, that was really fun. We really enjoyed that. The client was happy. But at the same time, we were still doing like logos and all the normal graphic design work. And then we got asked to do a second mural a couple months later. And then it just started becoming the more common ask of us. And here we are today.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love when it's kind of like a slow build like that, where it's just like people ask you and it's like your genius kind of emerges as people are like, oh, yep, more of this, more of this. So that's so cool.
And it was right at the beginning of Instagram moments. So we primarily work with businesses to create the social media spot in their business to attract customers, but that wasn't really a thing 5 years ago. So we like to say we were at like the beginning of that trend.
Yeah, that's so cool. I'm sure you've seen that space evolve so much. But what I really love about you guys is your work is very dynamic. Like you're painting these epic murals in businesses, but then you're also having conversations with artists about how to have thriving businesses. And then you're teaching the everyday girl how she can harness like the mural and put it in her space and make it personalized and do it in a way that's approachable. You have an amazing book all about that, which we'll dive into in a little bit. But I feel like one of the most cliche design strategies for transforming a space, like when you ask designers, we're all like, oh, you should paint it. Like, okay, paint can be magic. Like a colored accent wall can be game changing. But I feel like you guys are leveraging the power of paint in a much more dynamic way. Can we just talk about murals, like what they can do for a space and how accessible they actually are for the everyday girl in terms of like transforming a room?
Yeah. So I think when people think of murals, they think of really big and like full wall to wall, all kinds of colors, like an art piece that you'd see walking down the street.
A complex landscape or something.
Right. But when it comes to your home, it doesn't have to be just like sponge painting beige, it can be something really fun. It can also just be something simple in a very small area to add a pop of life to maybe a space that you're not sure what to do with, or it doesn't have to be fully transformative. It can just elevate a little part of the space.
And it's affordable. Like if you go to the oops section in any hardware store where they have all the paint that somehow is mixed the wrong shade of green or whatever. So you can find some real gems for $5 or really you're not breaking the bank.
Right. Yeah. So for maybe the girl that's like used to like painting a whole wall a solid color and it's an accent wall and like we've done that. How do we go from painting in a huge square to like painting a mural, painting a design? What is that process like if you've maybe never done it before?
Yeah, so it's not as intimidating as you'd think. If you are comfortable painting a wall, it's honestly fairly similar to that process. It just requires a little bit more planning. So for interior designers or graphic designers, we can use the computer to mock up what we'd want to create with a mural in our space and get a sense of if we'd like it in the space before we even paint it, and then realize like, oh, no, I don't like that. So like with our book, we have 26 different projects that walks you through step by step, and they're in all different rooms in the home, from bathroom, bedroom, kitchen. And there's no space that's off limits for a mural.
Yeah.
I'd say chalk and pencil are your best friends in that you can mark out where you think you want to place your design, or your not even design, like your triangle or whatever you want to put on the wall. Magic eraser can take off pencil marks, and chalk you can easily wipe off with like a damp cloth. So and knowing that if you do apply paint and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to put it there, you just wait for it to dry and then you can paint over. So nothing's permanent.
Right. I feel like, thinking that it's like this big, intense process, it's like it's step by step. Like you mess up, you can totally pivot. It is just paint. You can paint right on top of paint. So that's really exciting. But I love that we're not like starting from scratch. It's not like you have to be an artist with a design degree. It sounds like your book has like actual murals you can put in your space and like the step by step to get you there? Was that kind of like the plan with the book, is like make it real approachable?
Absolutely. We were kicking ourselves. We really wish it came out a year earlier when everyone was stuck at home during quarantine.
Oh my gosh, right.
Yeah, there's just a project for everyone, and we have examples that aren't on walls too. So if you're not ready to make the leap to your wall, you can try it out on furniture, or we have a mailbox project. So there's baby steps in there.
Yeah, I love that so much. So when it comes to like your process as artist, how do you go about designing a mural and planning it out before you start painting? Like if you maybe want to try your hand at like designing your own mural, I feel like maybe we should get some tips from your own process. Can you walk us through that? Like where does the inspo come from? Do you sketch it with a pencil on a page? Are you using like high-tech iPad software? What does that look like?
Yeah. So our clients in our day-to-day work are all commercial. So it's a little bit different than residential, whereas our inspiration comes from our clients' needs and their target demographic. But when it comes to the actual installation, it's a fairly similar process. So for us, the first thing that we look at with a project would be photos and dimensions of the wall. So based on those photos and dimensions, we can get a sense of how we're going to install this. And that's how we start our process. So if we know that, we don't have access to the space at a certain time, we might think we need to freehand it as opposed to projecting it. So we have a few different projects in the book that are projection based. So you would get a projector and use your computer to get the image on the wall, but that's not necessary.
Yeah, that's the most high tech it gets. Otherwise, we're all about freehanding it or just using math the old fashioned way. Yeah. So, but yeah, we do use an iPad to sketch out all our designs. And I was thinking, oh, actually, most people do have iPads these days. So that's not that crazy. Yeah. We have Apple Pencils. So that's an additional investment. But the app that we use is called Procreate, and it's super affordable. I think it's like $15.
Yeah.
So nothing that intense like what architects use, like AutoCAD or anything, which would probably take me years to figure out. We sketch everything in Procreate. Everything in Procreate, typically we draw it right on the photo of the wall. And we ask for photos too, because it's important to see what kind of texture that'll end up dictating the design. Like if it's a really rough stucco, or we've seen some scary cinder block out there. So that will dictate the design, because we know we don't want to do anything too complicated, because it'll just end up taking a decade to actually paint.
Right. I love this. I love that there's like so many options for the process. Like you could go full on high tech, like take a picture, sketch everything out on your iPad and project it, or you could just kind of wing it. Like here's a design, here's kind of how to freehand. So it sounds like really anyone can get excited about this process, whether you're a high tech planner or you're just like a free spirit that wants something more interesting than a painted wall.
Yeah, we probably should have included a personality test in the beginning and then said, okay, this personality type, look at these projects.
Yeah.
Right? Like, here's your mural style. Like, if you're type A, you have all your tech. It's like we're tracing things. I love that. That's so fun. Okay, so when it comes to like choosing colors, I know that like I actually have a whole course about this, but it's one of those things where everyone's process is so different. And I love hearing like how many different ways there are to go about like building out a palette. So what does your color selection look like? Do you have like go-to colors we're just using again and again that we love together, or are we starting from blank every time?
We're usually starting from scratch. It's again, it comes down to our clients usually, so we'll end up using brand colors and then things that match that pretty well.
But with people's spaces, it would be more based on their furniture and the lighting in the room.
Right.
And, is this going to be a statement wall, or is it just going to be subtle in the background to add a little bit of life?
Yeah. What are we trying to achieve? When it comes to choosing actual paint colors, we use regular water-based acrylic paint from the hardware store. So to be honest, they are more limited than what you would get on screen or with printing. So we're never really doing any like bright fuchsia or anything like that.
Right.
But yeah, and then I mean we'll try to stay away from yellows and oranges because those really suck to paint because they take a million coats, but we still end up using them just because they're so like yellow is just really fun and happy. And then when we actually choose the paint colors, we'll tend to go, when we are choosing swatches, we'll tend to go lighter just because unless the wall is in direct sunlight, it's usually, going to be a little bit darker than the swatch itself when you're looking at it bright underneath the light in the hardware store. So
yeah,
we usually lean to the lighter tints.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I mean, like I have a background in photography, so I know how wildly important light is for choosing color. But yeah, that's so cool because you're working with like straight up outdoor light in some cases, which is so different than interiors. So that's so interesting. Do we have any
people
like
always ask us like, how long will this last? And we have murals that are in direct sunlight in San Diego, so we see sunlight basically like 365, and they're still just as bright as they are, as saturated as they were 5 years ago when we painted them. So they make paint pretty durable these days.
Right? It's come a long way for sure. Yeah, that's awesome. So, do you have any pro strategies for things like sheen or I guess paint types we're using like acrylic? Do we have any like brush tips or are we using rollers? Like what are the pro tips here?
Yeah. So with sheens, at the end of the day, it comes to your preference, but typically you want to use a glossier paint for rooms like the kitchen and the bathroom that you're going to have to clean more often. They're just a little bit easier for that. But for everything else, we prefer flat just because we like the look of it. But you can also have fun with mixing and matching, doing a flat for certain areas of the mural and then using a gloss paint for something that you want to stand out a little bit more. So you can get real crazy with it. And then as far as brushes, we actually have a supply list on our website of all our go-to supplies that we love using, but we prefer Wooster brushes. Like any brush with a wooden handle is always going to be better than the plastic handle ones. And then we love the baby rollers, as we call it, the 4.5-inch rollers, because when you use those 9-inch and they soak up paint, it's just like, it's really heavy on your wrist and it's more wasteful. So we prefer the small ones. You can just zoom around a wall and get that painted.
Yeah. And it's kind of self-explanatory, like rollers for larger areas and then brushing for your edges or any smaller details. But for like really detailed stuff, we just get smaller brushes, usually from Michael's, and we don't have anything too particular. But as Roxy mentioned, the wooden handles, because for whatever reason, the plastic handles, when you put them in a bucket of water, the water sits there, and when you take the brushes out of the water, it's a mess. It's just a mess.
Yeah.
But we actually don't. It's so annoying. We actually don't keep a bucket of water on our job sites anymore because we always found ourselves stepping in it whenever we get off the ladder or something. Just it always ends up being it's like someone's foot stepping in it and then spilling it over the rug. So instead, we actually wrap our brushes in between usage in usually our plastic drop cloth, and people use baby wipes too. So that's like a little trick so that it keeps it from drying out. And even with you could leave it in there for 24 hours and it still would be like moist the next day if you want to, revisit your mural and use the same color.
Yeah, that's what I love to do too, because I put either my brushes or my paint sprayer, I'll wrap it and put it in the fridge because I just don't want to wash things. So I just put off the washing for days and days. So that is a really good tip though, because you're not having to waste water and spill it and wash things a billion times because that's the least fun part of the process.
We'll get back to the conversation after a quick word from our sponsor.
Do you ever feel like you have all the right information from the podcast, from YouTube, from social media on how to create the space of your dreams, but you just don't know how to apply those tips and those strategies to your specific space? It can be so challenging. But I finally have a way to help you out one-on-one. You can book a DIY coaching session with me or a design consultation. So if you want to tackle this space yourself, you just need a little guidance, and YouTube is becoming hard to navigate. I'll help you plan and tackle your home DIY project, including answering all your questions and helping you troubleshoot and pivot if you've started and you feel stuck. Or if what you need is more of the design strategy, you can book a design consultation. We'll meet on Zoom and talk strategies for your specific space. We can do a deep dive into one room, go over everything that needs to be fixed or changed in the space, and create a plan for you to make that happen. Or we can give your whole house some therapy and do a home walkthrough, talking about how to create cohesiveness in your space and assessing your whole house at the same time. This is the perfect next step if you've been loving the podcast, you love the strategies, but you're not quite sure how to create a space you're obsessed with because you need hands-on personalized help. We got this. I am here for you. Just book a coaching session or a design consultation and we will get hands-on with your space. Just go to calendly.com/Cara Newhart or find the link in the show notes to book so we can sit down one-on-one and tackle your space.
And now, back to the interview.
So what is your favorite design to paint? Do you prefer floral, geometric? If you had to pick a favorite, what do you think it would be?
Yeah. Well, I do love that with our job, every project is different. So we do get to try different things. Lately, we've been doing a lot of geometric stuff. So we're kind of craving doing something more realistic. So we've been just throwing realistic flowers and things in our designs, hoping that our clients choose them. Because artists, we get bored easily. We don't want to paint the same thing.
We're always trying to push ourselves.
As long as we can use bright colors, we're happy.
I love that. Yeah, bright colors are definitely the most fun and definitely photograph the best if you're trying to create those social worthy moments. Okay, let's talk about messing up and pivoting. So let's say we get super invested, we spend all this time designing and painting a mural, and then in a couple years, or maybe a couple months, if you're me, you're not feeling it. How do we pivot? Do we straight up paint over it, or can we tweak the design without scrapping it completely? Change the colors? What are the best pivot plans?
Ooh, that's tough. It definitely depends on what you initially put on the wall, but I'm probably a start from scratch kind of girl. I would just, total refresh. If you're going to do it, might as well just go completely over it. Or, if it's just you bought new accent pillows to put on your couch and they bring another color that you'd like to then add into the wall, there may be some additional details you could just add to spice it up a bit and match the pillows. But yeah, I'm kind of go big or go home. If you're going to do a little switcheroo, might as well go all the way.
Right. That'd probably be my plan too. But I do like the idea that you could just tweak the colors. If you do love the design, but then you're ready for not so crazy bright colors. You could go neutral, keep the same design, just paint right over it. So cool.
Yeah,
either way.
Actually, for one of the photo shoots in our book, our photographer lost the photo shoot. So,
oh no.
But we used it as an opportunity. We were like, you know what? We didn't love that design. And
actually, Phoebe posted on TikTok and the feedback was not great.
People didn't love it on TikTok. So the people spoke and we tried something else different. And for the redo of the photo shoot, and we ended up liking the
toned down colors.
Yeah, revision better. So,
oh my gosh,
when in doubt, ask the people.
For real. And TikTok people are so honest. I literally love the platform more than Instagram because of that. Everyone is way more straightforward.
Yeah, totally.
Sometimes a little brutal, but yes.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes it's a little harsh and I'm like, are you okay? Because we're just arguing about a paint color. It seems like there's more going on here.
Yeah.
Oh, too funny. What is the most challenging mural or design that you've ever painted? Is there one that totally gave you a run for it?
Yeah. So Phoebe and I have to work on scissor lifts a lot, but our first time using a boom lift was a bit challenging. It was a 50-foot wall that was protruding out of a building. It kind of looked like a fin coming off the building and at 50 feet tall on a very busy street. So we had to use a boom lift for the first time. And like, since the part of the wall we were painting is like hanging over the sidewalk, it's just like you look down and there's just cars speeding by you.
Oh my gosh.
So that was it's just like an extra element of like, the mural wasn't even that difficult as far as design to get on the wall, but because of the heights and using a boom lift and the busy street and the wall coming off the side of the building, it just added so much.
And the client asking, how's it going? And you just have to put on a big smile and pretend that you're used to this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wild. Is it just you two, like when you do a mural, or do you have like a team as well?
Typically, it's just the two of us, but we will hire on contractors for larger projects. Like for that one, we did have a sign painter helping us out that we use often named Lindsay. So she was there for emotional support,
Right?
mostly. Yeah.
Well, thank goodness for her. That is wild. I can only imagine having to balance and paint. Okay, well, let's dive more into your book. So it's called Wonder Walls, and it's really just like a gorgeous guide to adding murals into your spaces. I feel like so many listeners are going to be so pumped about this book because it really takes that guesswork out of murals. But can you talk about like the process of creating it? Like, how did you take your magic and process as an artist doing these like big murals for businesses and translate it into this sort of like tangible step-by-step guide that's so approachable?
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge for us to even wrap our head around doing residential murals. So it really started almost 4 years ago. We were approached by a book agent, and she was wonderful and just said, I love what you do. I think it'd be great to make a book. And we're like, awesome. We want to make a book about murals. There's no books about murals out there. And she helped us put together proposals and send them out to different publishers. And what we quickly learned was that whereas like business owners, we see, okay, there's no mural books, that's a hole in the market and there's an opportunity there. Publishers think that as a negative thing. Well, if there's no mural books, that means there's no one that wants to buy mural books. So we had to kind of restructure our idea and to create something that was under the DIY and interior design world, because that's more approachable to consumers, to publishers. And ultimately, we were able to get a book deal from changing the idea to be more residential.
And it falls in line with what we do in the rest of our business is, we do a lot of artist coaching. So it's empowering people to, completely redo their space on their own time, on their own dime. And the process itself was interesting. We had to find all these homes ourselves. So it's like we didn't have access to a million like different places. We really had to utilize our network. And do you have a friend with a living room? Like we had like very specific needs. A living room that they would let us, add some color. Right. They can dictate the design a little bit, but it needs to fit for our book. So it was a lot of playing Tetris to try to figure out how we could have, quite a variety, because we didn't want to just do living rooms. We needed bathrooms, we needed a mailbox, we needed all these different options. So, and then, the global pandemic threw a wrench in it too. So for a while we had to take a break because, you're not supposed to be around people. So, it was really an adventure.
Oh my gosh, I can only imagine. Well, that's so exciting, though, that it's been such a long process, but we're like here. It's launching. When does it officially launch? The 9th?
November 9th.
Yes, I knew I wrote that down somewhere. Okay, that's so exciting. I will definitely be linking the Amazon listing in the show notes for everyone to check it out. Do you guys have a favorite project from the book, or they're all your babies?
I guess the one from the cover stands out a lot. It's definitely bright and crazy, and like it takes a very specific personality type. Personality test coming soon. But that one's like unique and different. So, and it's on our cover, so it has a special place in our heart.
And Roxy's dog got to be the model.
Aww.
And I really like, we also did one that has a floral that goes over a door frame, which seems so like, how is that exciting? But it really is. It really does bring interest to the piece. It's like unexpected. Again, it'd have to be like a bold person who doesn't mind doing that in their home. So, but yeah, we had fun painting all of them though, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I saw a photo. It's like the flower goes from the wall like onto the frame and onto the actual door and like brings the
Yes.
door in. Yeah. That was so unique and so interesting. I was like, where do I have a door that I can put this?
Yeah.
So exciting.
Yes. Yes.
So what's like coming up next? Are we just like painting murals into the sunset for the foreseeable future, or do we have any like big goals on the horizon?
Yes, we have all the goals. We are, yes, definitely painting into the sunset. We go to
Yeah.
Portland next week to do a few murals. We're going to Texas to paint a few murals. We have a goal of painting in all 50 states. So actually,
Yeah. Oh my
that's one of
gosh.
our goals. We have 26 more states to paint in.
Yes.
So shout out to Alaska if anyone's listening. We'll come
Right?
paint your house. We'll come paint your Airbnb.
Yeah.
Right, or your
That's actually been
helicopter if you have one.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we've done it. We've done a few Airbnbs, so that's been fun with traveling as well. We have a goal of getting a TV show, which is really crazy, but we just continue to put it out there to try to manifest it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's the way to do it. Like, it will all align if it's meant to be, like, put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Well, I'm really invested in this 50 states situation now. I feel like I have a friend in Alaska. I need to see if she's still there and
Awesome. Yes.
send you her way.
Yeah.
Okay, but you mentioned like a mailbox. So we're not just painting walls. You're totally open to like
Mhm.
painting unique things. Is that like the most interesting thing you've painted, or is there?
Oh, we painted a train caboose the other week.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's so cool.
Yeah, we painted at a winery. They got this vintage old steel train caboose. They had to get a crane to bring it into their property, and
Ooh,
yeah, we painted the front of it with their logo, and then it says "Meet me here." So again, it's another like photo moment, but
right.
just something we totally unexpected.
Yeah, that is so cool. So cool.
Yeah, we've painted silos, ceilings. We have yet to do a rooftop, which is one of our goals. In the book, we also have a floor mat, which is a little bit easier, and you can get a little more crazy with that.
Yeah.
Chairs, we've painted.
Our shed.
Yeah.
It's fun when it's not a perfect flat surface. We like to
Right.
go on we've done electrical boxes, things
Mhm.
that turn corners is always like unexpected and different.
Yeah, you get that like dimension, which is always so
Mhm.
interesting. That's so
Yeah.
exciting. So, if people like, I guess, what are some of the coolest brands you've worked with? And is there any like of your murals that you would consider like iconic in like different cities that people could maybe go like check out in person?
The ones we're probably most known for, besides in our own city of San Diego, we always get tagged in photos in these series of 6 murals we did in downtown Houston. It's right on McKinney Street, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right downtown by the stadium. So they all say different things. They're bright colors and they make for great photo backdrops. Like one says "Smile, y'all are in Houston." One says "Texas love." So those have really gone viral. And then some of the great brands we love all of our clients, but
Of course, of
some of
course.
the most fun
Yeah.
projects we've worked with or done have been in sports stadiums. That's always a trip because you get to be there when no one else is, and it's just
Yeah.
it's really cool. We did one in the Philadelphia Phillies stadium, and I grew up there, and Roxy and I were laughing because once I posted that on social media, like I was all of a sudden like recognized by everyone I grew up with. Like even though we've painted
Right?
250 murals at this point, that's the only one that mattered.
Suddenly she's like, her college is calling her like a star alumni or
Yeah.
whatever, you know?
Oh my gosh, so good. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. But so cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm in Houston, so I totally need to go do
Oh.
like a tour downtown and
Oh
Oh
check them
yeah.
all out.
Houston's been so good to us.
And we have we painted Mural Alley in Katy, Texas at Stableside. We painted 12 murals in 5 days, and that's like one of the projects I'm the most proud of.
Oh my gosh.
Those all turned out really beautiful, bright, colorful, and really good photo moments.
Yeah, we have one at the C. Baldwin Hotel downtown, and then maybe we'll meet up with you. We're coming out there in January to do another project.
Yes, let's totally meet up and hang out. I will just come watch you paint, and I'll drink coffee. I'll bring you coffee, and I'll watch you paint. This is a perfect plan.
Sounds great.
Oh, that's too fun.
Yeah.
Well, do we have any last minute tips or tricks or interesting fun facts we want to share? Do we get it all?
I would say if anyone's interested in painting a mural, just do it. Just go for it and see if you like it. Worst case scenario, you just have to paint over, but it doesn't hurt to try.
I love that.
And wear comfortable shoes.
Right. Yes. Right. The things you wouldn't think of that really matter when you're doing 12 in 5 days. That's still wild. My mind is a little bit blown by that.
It was like 14-hour days.
That's after that project was when we invested in better shoes because we're like, our backs are killing us.
Right? Like,
and massages.
Earned it. Totally earned that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on and for your time. I'm so excited to get everyone amped up and painting murals in their space. I can't wait for them to see the book and get inspired. And where's the best place to follow you? Or Instagram or TikTok? Where's the party?
All the places. We have too many accounts, but Instagram, our collective Instagram is Pandr Design Co, Pandr. And we both have individual Instagrams and TikToks that are our names, Phoebe Cornog and Roxy Prima.
Perfect. Where did the name Pandr come from? I forgot to ask.
Oh, it's way less complicated than it could be. It stands for P and R, as in Phoebe and Roxy.
Oh, okay. I get it now. I was at first in my head it had something to do with a panda, and I was like, I don't understand. Yeah, okay. That is so cute and so simple.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of wanted to leave it open-ended because maybe in 5 years we'll be doing something completely different. So we just liked it. Yeah.
Right? Like cupcakes or something fun. I like that it kind of sounds like ponder in a little, so like you're looking at a mural. I don't know. It's very good. It's very, very witty over there. Well, thank you guys again for your time. This was seriously so much fun, and I cannot wait to share.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate your time.
#obsessed. Raise your hand if you have a favorite paintbrush. If you're an avid DIYer, you probably do, but if you don't yet, let me tell you about mine. So my very favorite paintbrush is this little angled brush from Wooster. It has a short little stubby rubber handle, which is so satisfying to paint with, and it is around $5. You can get them at Home Depot. I love them. They are so easy to paint with. They make it really easy to cut in lines and skip the tape, which saves you time and is way more eco-friendly. So if you don't have a favorite yet, go try this little Wooster angled brush for $5 at Home Depot. I will link it in the show notes. P.S. If you just want to wander around Home Depot and try to find it, it's called the Wooster Shortcut Brush, and the packaging is blue and yellow. So have the best time painting and let me know what you think. Psst, if you're still here, that means we need to be friends. Hop over to Instagram and follow me at Never Skip Brunch if you want DIY projects and more design inspo. Or if you want to get connected for podcast-specific updates, hop over to Make Space Pod, and you can stay in the loop for when new episodes drop. See you on Instagram.
I'm on my way back home.
Thanks for listening. If this is your first time listening in, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay in the loop with the newest episodes. If you're a subscriber and you love the show, be sure to rate, review, or screenshot and share your favorite episode on social.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.